Hello, today we're going to be learning how to submit approval for time for your employees in employee self-service. So as a supervisor, what we're going to do is we're going to enter in orangect.munisselfservice.com. We want to open up that web browser and then type that in, and I'm going to hit the enter key. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the login button, which is right here. Once we do that, we're going to type in our username and password, and our username is the first initial in our last name. Now the password will be provided to you in the documentation, and then we're going to hit login. So now we're at the employee self-service screen. The next thing we want to do is hit the time entry. And now we're in the pending timesheet screen. So before we approve time, let's explore the screen itself. So we have right here the employee listing here, and we have the show more buttons, as you can see here. So if I click on this button, it'll give us a little bit more information of the employee. We have the actual time of the employee that the employee has submitted, and we have a date range that employee has submitted as well. So this approve and submit all pending timesheets below does exactly that, and it will approve each of the timesheets, but I think it's more important that we review the employee timesheet summary. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the plus button again to see a little bit more details. So as you can see, when I hit the plus button on multiple employees here, we can see where they're working. We can even see, if we drill down even further, for those who submit more time, if I hit the plus button, we can see our actual hourly overtime, 1.5 hours, overtime 2. So we can see that pay type and hours summary. So if this all looks correct for you, at that point, you would want to approve and submit. But we actually have an error here. See, an employee has accidentally inputted in time for 2 hours, and we need to actually change that. So in order for us to do that, we actually have to go to the details button. So if I go into the details button of that employee, I'll just click on details. And what I can see is that this first week looks 100% correct. It looks fine. So I actually want to go to the next week. And now I see something that is incorrect. But how do I change it? So what I want to do is I want to click on this edit button. I know that employee can't do 2 hours of overtime. So I actually need to change that. So once I hit on that edit button, I can click on the time that I know that employee has incorrectly designated. So for example, I can click on edit here. On that Saturday, I know that employee time is 0. So I'm actually going to hit on the delete button here. And that will actually erase the overtime, as you can see that employee has put in. So if I go on and want to change that, because I know that employee has worked on Saturday, I can enter in a different number that employee has worked. So if I know that employee has worked 4 hours of overtime instead of 2, I can click on that, and now I can see that overtime is there. But once again, I'm going to click on it and put in 0. Because I know that employee hasn't worked on overtime. And if I click on here as well, I want to click on the edit button, and that will allow me to click on here and put in a different hours. Now, if you notice here, I tried to enter in the time here. I actually have to enter it in right here. And once I do that, and I hit save, as you can see, it is no longer available for overtime. So, now that I've done that, what I want to do is I want to click on the submit button. Once you do this, you are just submitting this as the employee for you to approve. This has not been fully approved. Now we're back at our pending timesheets. And now we can see that Stevie Cifarelli, for example, has basically been corrected in the time. So now that I know it's all set, I can approve and submit all of the timesheets because I know all of my employees are correct. Or I could just approve this one individual because I know it's correct. If you have any questions, please submit a work order email to ishelp@orange-ct.gov. Once again, that email is ishelp@orange-ct.gov. Thank you very much for watching this video. Once again, if you have any questions, just send us an email and we'll be happy to respond. Thank you very much.